was like big. It was bigger than anything I didn't even expect anything like that big. And they said it was downsized from a couple of years ago. So I was
Oh,
like
really?
tripping.
So what do you think?
Yeah, it was
How many visitors? How many days?
3 days. It was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The Saturday was the busiest day, and yeah, it was crazy. And then I had to do it was like a training day at a this new gym here in town here. I was in Shaman City, but now shit, I had the
Where
name
are you?
down.
Where are you, Chris?
I had shut up, man.
If we
You know
don't,
it,
hey, if we don't hear from you, we need to know where where to send the people.
I'm in shut
You don't know where you at. That's fucking funny.
Shahin, Shazam, something like that.
Shazam, that's an app. Flex, do me a favor. Try to turn your phone sideways so we get your full screen. Here you go.
And I'm going.
Yeah, sorry. I got a new iPhone and it deleted all my crap, so I can't use my computer just yet.
Oh, okay.
Deleted all my damn passwords.
So-
I hate all that crap. You got to enter all that passwords and crap all
Yeah.
over.
Let me get back to Chris. Chris, where the fuck are you, man?
Shut up, man. I thought you was gonna leave it alone.
No, I need to know because if something happens, we need to know where to send the authorities.
It's shot.
Yeah, send a Google
Hey,
the link.
send the
Oh, okay,
hey,
okay, okay.
send the
Send the
location.
location.
Send the location, man. Come on, you don't know where you at.
I mean,
What
she's
country is it, Chris?
China.
He's saying in China.
Yeah,
He say he's in China. He doesn't. He just
Shizen.
doesn't know where. He's somewhere. He's somewhere.
It says it right
Chris, you
here.
ain't
on
never
the-
coming
on
home.
the-
They ain't never letting
It
you
says
out.
right here on the. It says right here on the phone.
Shit, he's probably somewhere in Vegas, man, in a dungeon right now.
I'm in a. Hey, I'm in a.
Hey, Chris has been abducted, and he think he in China. But he probably somewhere in Peru. About to.
Yeah. Tell them Flex. Hey, Flex was stuck in China with no passport back in '92.
You remember that?
Yeah. yeah.
Are you stuck over there, no passport? What happened? You lost your stuff?
No, we had just arrived, and Bolo Young. That's when I first met him. We had just arrived at the airport, right? And people wanted us to pose, so we are taking our shirts off and crap. And somebody ganked me,
God.
man. Somebody stole my wallet.
In China?
Damn.
Yeah, man. Somebody ganked me.
Was that China or Hong Kong?
No, it was China. It was
Okay.
China.
We went from Hong Kong to China that day. That's why we all had to have a passports. But he had a fanny pack, I guess, and he put it down to pose. Next thing you know, say goodbye to
Yeah, somebody ganked me, man. All my money, everything.
So you had to go to the
was
U.S.
broke.
Embassy and get a new passport and all that stuff?
Yeah, that's when me and Bolo really bonded. He was pissed. He said, "Don't worry about anything." He paid for me to stay longer. Took me up to the U.S. consul. Took me to some different movies and stuff like that. Took me to his home. That's when we really hit it off.
Yeah, because I know what that feels like when you have no passport and you got to get out. I've been through that.
When you stuck in L.A., you were stuck in New York somewhere with us,
New
right?
York, yeah, in 2000. It's 22 years ago. I was pissed. I was so mad because not only did I lose my passport, I lost everything. My ticket back then, it was still hard copies. Remember the hard copy tickets you get, and my credit cards. I had nothing. I didn't even have money. Zero.
That's what I'm saying. Me neither. At least you were in the United States.
I had $7,000 in my wallet, and all that shit was gone, man.
Yeah.
I remember you were angry. You were so angry, you made me feel uncomfortable. I know I was. Everybody keep telling me how much of a dick I was back then. But I remember you were so angry, I got uncomfortable around you.
It was unbelievable because we had when you arrive in New York at the airport, JFK. Back then it was like that. You get there's people standing there and they give you they guide you into the cabs and they give you a piece of paper where you know what cab driver it is. And I went to the police station and they said, "Oh, that shit's in the garbage." They didn't even want to help me. They said, "There's nothing you can do. This is New York. That shit's gone." He said, "That shit's gone." So I had to go through all that shit.
Yeah, but Flex, if you remember, we went to Orient tour. We were in Hong Kong for a week or so, and then we went that day to China, and then following day we were returning back from Hong Kong. Yeah, that's how it was. And I do remember because we have to split our ways with Flex. I said, okay, let's give him some cash, So
Yeah.
So
I felt like a bum. All of them chipping in to give me some money. Remind me back in those days when I was broke with you and Rico. Chris and Rico used to have to pay for my lunch every day at the firehouse. And they'd sit there and argue about it. They'd sit there and argue about it.
We're just gonna take turns. We just had to figure out a system.
Right. I'm sitting right there. So I'm broke. Wait a minute, Chris. I'm sitting there broke. And they argue about it. I'm sitting right here, man. I mean, like, you put in more. No, Chris, you put in more. And I'm like, I'm sitting right here, man.
That was the Suzuki Samurai Flex Wheeler.
At least we all remember. At least we all remember what it's like to being broke. So that's a good thing.
The Suzuki Samurai.
No,
so
what's
been going on? What's been going on, Flex, man? I haven't heard from you in a while. So what's new? Man. What's happening around Flex Wheeler?
Got a little cold going on.
We both joined forces. We both got a line coming out. I'm excited like you are. We're going to do our first appearance in a couple of weeks in India. Release them online. You're releasing yours. So I'm excited about that. Other than that, man, just
same people. Bro. Is it the same company with Paul?
Two different companies. Mine is Flex Wheeler Nutrition, and Dennis is Pole's Nutrition. But you have your own line. It's Dennis Signature Series, right? Dennis James,
right.
DJ.
Dennis James.
DJ. Yeah, DJ. Yeah.
So what happened with Flex Wheeler Signature Series?
So I just masked it. Obviously I had some great products, but the truth is, D, you can have the best, whatever you want in the world. If you can't get it out there, you might as well have the worst, right? So, you like yourself, as good as you are as a trainer. Same thing with you, Chris. Same thing with you, Milos. If nobody knows you guys' ability, you might as well not know anything. So that was the hardest part. Just going up against these other companies that have millions of dollars in their budget and stuff like that. I couldn't get down with them marketing wise. I was a one-man show. So, that right there would just crush you. Marketing is everything. We both know that you can market garbage, right? Straight, legitimate garbage. You got a great marketing scheme, man. You're going to sell no matter what it is. Kurt's still marketing that he's a good-looking guy. Being that he has the internet behind him, people believe it, man. But we both know, he's not attractive.
This guy.
Chris, like, how in the hell did I get thrown back in this?
I know. I was like, what the?
Chris is doing pretty well right now. He's in China. He's got gigs here, Primetime Muscle, Menace Podcast. He's everywhere. Chris is everywhere.
Hey, everybody was trying to help Chris get on with jobs. Now you need to start putting other people on. You got too
now. You know what he's doing now. Now he's putting me on hold. He said, "Hey, I'm not there this week." I'm glad he's here today because it's what time is it for you, Chris?
It's 2:00.
So I appreciate you coming on today, though. That's for sure.
Come on, man. Yeah, man. Chris ain't right now, 2:00.
Yeah, but I don't know about China. I don't know what else is he going to do. He don't even know where he's at. He might be somewhere in a little town.
I tell you, I'm at the Langham Hotel in some place called Shazam.
Okay, let me ask you something else. How far are you from the next big airport where you can get out?
I'm leaving at 2:00 tomorrow afternoon, and we're heading to another place I don't really know. And then, but as soon as I find out, I'm gonna text it to you.
Do you have your ticket though? Do you have your ticket to get home?
Yeah.
You know what you're flying out
I'll
of?
be home. That same city.
That same city. You didn't even say it.
I don't know. Hey, listen, I don't know. I don't know if I believe he's really in China.
Did you see Chris's face? He goes, that same city.
What are you showing me, Chris?
I'm out. That's the outside. That's my view of
Oh, that's the outside. I can see the outside look like China. How would I know?
Hey, Chris, there's
It looks like New
reflection
York.
of
I
your
see the
underwear.
reflection of your TV. That's all I'm seeing. Anyways, let's just say for the sake of it, you're in China. Okay. So
All right. I had this all set up, man. Y'all fucking with me.
so are you using are you using the VPN now to do all this?
Yeah, has to.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
He said yes. Chris giving singular answers now.
Hey,
Yeah.
man, I had to get on WeChat. I had to get on WeChat just to get up in the country. Like, you couldn't just like walk through there and have your passport and here. You have to like get on WeChat and go through this whole rigmarole just to get inside the country. I was like,
Do you?
man,
Can
it was
you?
like so
Let me ask you something else. Can you tell?
stressful.
Can you tell is that there's tension between China and the U.S.?
Just by the currency exchange, like to get currency and stuff like that. 'Cause they have a lot of Chinese clients, and it's a little tensionized situations when you.
But you can't tell
maneuver.
being there. You can't tell. It's they're all good.
Not
they're
being
nice.
there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never been to China. I was supposed to go, but I never been. So
but just
I was always a little
maneuver
worried.
your-
I don't know why I was worried.
China's beautiful, man.
I mean,
Huh?
I tell you what.
China's
I
beautiful.
tell you what. Hey, I found out one thing is a lot of they're still wearing the face mask and stuff a lot, right?
But they've been doing this all their life. This is not just cause of COVID. They do this
Yeah.
all day, every day.
But that's what I was gonna say. But it's the most coughing and sneezing this place I ever been in. I'll be like, hey,
Yeah.
come here, hey man, what you
Go.
doing?
Hey, go in a restaurant. You sit next to all these Chinese people. See, watch how they eat.
Yeah, you remember?
We're
They,
gonna
remember
talk-
they
we're gonna-
would wear like.
Hey, Chris
they would wear,
is
like,
worried.
gloves
Let's
when
not
they
talk about.
drive.
Let's
I
not,
I know.
and
I
everything.
know.
Remember
I'm
that,
like,
man? Hey, Chris was like, "Man, y'all shut up. I'm still over here.
Yeah,
I
that's
get
it.
out."
We don't
want
wanna- hey, we don't want to see Chris. We don't want to see Chris on CNN. It's like, they've been treating me well. Reading off the paper.
Hey, listen. I got a question.
Not knowing
I got
where
a
the hell
question
I'm
for all
at.
three of you guys.
Go ahead.
Do you guys find that, I hate to say China, but you're particularly there now. Do you find
Oh
that
my
they
God.
use an extreme amount of drugs to get ready
Oh,
for
yeah.
show?
See, I don't know. Milos
I've been trying to-
Milos would probably know that too.
As far as anabolics,
Yeah.
Is it because they get it
Yeah.
so cheap?
yeah, well, yeah. I mean, when I receive, I always ask, give me everything that you do,
Yeah. So do I.
supplement wise, diet wise, and then cycle wise. And cycles were easily doubled.
Yeah.
Yeah. easy.
Easily,
But a lot- I think,
this one guy sent me a list, and he sent me a list, and how can I say this nicely? I literally almost gave him his money back because I was like, "You're gonna die," and I sent.
There's
the
no
amount.
way you give him his money back because he crazy. Come on now.
Oh no!
Hey.
Listen, when we're done, I'm going to send you some information. But listen, he was taking amounts, and within cycles that people would do like in 4 or 5 years. I'm like, serious. I sent this to one of my doctor friends, and they're like, this dude ain't gonna live long.
Yeah. Well,
And
Hey,
he
Dennis,
said, no,
Dennis,
Flex, this
Dennis.
is normal here. This
Yeah.
is normal. This is what we all do.
Yeah, that's how.
They
a lot of
consider because it's made in China, it's also underdosed.
weaker. I know.
they don't
I'm
they
like,
don't
that's where we
they
get our
don't
shit.
they don't trust their own
That's
stuff.
where we get our shit.
I just
Hey,
talked to
Dennis.
yeah.
Dennis, what's the funniest part is I met a dude that because I watch your Sunday lives and shit, right? I pop in there every once in a while, right? So I just so happened to be watching this one Sunday, and this one brother came on there. His name is out here they call him Lee Chin, and excuse me if I mess it up a little bit, but I think they call him Lee Chin, and he's from Uganda, and he was on your live, and you were telling him that he should go classic, and he's an open IFBB pro bodybuilder, and he's from Big CC Fitness. Shout out to Big CC Fitness out here in China. I went to his gym, but he was on your live, but you guys are going back and forth, and you were telling him like,
Really? I don't remember.
Remember he had like a dreadlock.
Dennis, like, I don't remember.
I speak to so many people on there. I don't remember every one of them.
Yeah, but anyway, we were
So
talking about it.
He's a guy from Africa, but he's in China.
Yes.
Okay, I don't
Speaking
remember
Chinese, doing the whole thing.
Oh, really?
And and he waited. He said he waited up he waited up 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning just to get down there, and he said he finally got on.
Well,
And
if I told him to do classic, and it's probably more classic than the bodybuilder.
Because you thought his legs need to be bigger.
Yeah.
And
So you know him. So you see him. Is he a bodybuilder?
Yeah, he's a bodybuilder. I mean, I took a couple shots with him.
Should he do classic or should he stay in bodybuilding?
He wants to come to America and stand next to these guys. I think with his weight and stuff, for him to be, he's like 6'3". You remember?
Here we go.
He had like some dreadlocks coming down right here and in the back. But I was just so happy watching that program, and I met the dude, and he was like, because I met one of his homeboys, and they're out here. They got some good little genetics on them. But he said he came. He said he's gonna meet me and come to the expo. But yeah, he ended up being a really cool dude, man. We hung out. We went to eat some dinner and stuff. Trained in the gym and shit.
Who paid
I
for
just thought
dinner?
it was funny, man.
6'3"
for dinner.
Super tall,
He
right?
did.
6'3"
Yeah,
is
he's
tall.
tall.
Yeah, 6'3". That's
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
Dennis told him,
I'm gonna send on the group chat the
Picture?
photos. Take a picture and video with this guy.
yeah, well,
You gotta show us.
think about it.
It was just funny.
Dennis said it needs bigger legs. Anybody that's 6'3" probably needs bigger legs, right?
yeah.
It was a compliment, classic physique, which means it's shapely.
Right.
Yeah, he got some nice little muscle on him though. But yeah, I'll send it to you and see what you think.
Dennis
See
has
if you
some of the
remember.
best
You
people in this
you might
podcast.
remember.
Now on the
I'll be watching that.
on the Instagram live, there's something funny sometimes. It's so fucking.
Oh, that's what I meant. I'm sorry. On the Instagram Live, I used to purposely time it so I can come on Dennis' Instagram. I would have a ball left. Oh my God,
Yeah, Flex would make me laugh. Flex be throwing his comments in, making me fucking laugh, and I try to keep my shit in.
I'll be watching that though, Dennis. I'll be watching.
Milos. Now, since last week you said you're gonna get your brain scan. So what happened? How you doing?
I got told the results here, right? So here it is. First, the brain. Yeah, there's obvious concussion. Sign of obvious concussion. Then there's something, I don't know the terminology of white matter of the brain. There's some high signaling, but anyway, there's no bleeding, so there is no reason to go to the hospital. Like, they're supposed to seize in time. I still tell them, I told you guys, I have a brain glued to my skull. That's the feeling. And that, like, connection series are constantly like burning. It feels good to close the eyes, because when I keep eyes closed, it's like flashing all the time, especially left. Right? And then buzzing sound in the ears is like one of those, it just drives you crazy, right? Especially when it's quiet. It's like, holy shit. Ah. Oh, that's going to go away. Okay, guess what? It's 2 weeks later. It's not going away. And now these fingers on both sides get numb. You know, when you're getting like, you have to shake it off, and right foot. But
I'll tell you what I would do.
Well, let me just continue. Then, I have like 6-7 pages. L2, 3, 4, 5, all protrusions like 5.6, 5.9.
Yeah, but your tailbone down there.
Hey, my lower back is nightmare.
Is that something from before or since the accident?
You say,
oh shit! I'll be in that lawyer's office, bro.
But my knee.
I'd still be in the street out there laying down.
It drives me crazy to be here, right?
Yeah.
But I have ACL, meniscus, and patella all tear on the left side. But no, I don't remember hitting it at all, anything, right?
So
I just-
because he hit you in the back and you hit the car in front of you.
Yeah,
so
that's
yeah,
exactly what
yeah.
happened. But as soon as I came out, my left, because you got out on the left, it collapsed. But anyway, listen, I mean, after 2 weeks, I'm grateful to God. It could have been 100 times worse. I'm good.
I know, but still,
Yeah.
man. Listen, this was it a FedEx or USPS?
Postal.
U.S.
Yeah, so that's the government, man. Come on, man.
government.
Yeah, listen, it is
Are
what it
you-
is.
It is what it is. Here
What
we
it
go
is.
again. Here we go again. Huh?
No.
No, but seriously,
They got-
just imagine. I remember Flex before when the crash in 1990, whatever.
But that was his fault. It's
Yeah.
different.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
say,
Different.
hey,
It wasn't my fault.
It was your fault.
Wasn't
Is that-
No, it
You took me on
wasn't.
that.
it was
You
a
took
car.
me on that same. You
But-
took
but
me on that
Flex-
same death ride, Flex. Don't play.
hey, let me ask.
You took me on that same death ride just a
telling
week
you,
before
I
that
went
shit.
Hold on, Chris. Go ahead, Milos.
I went to chiropractor today, and last couple of days I've been going to MRI and all this shit. Stupid thing. I just feel like I'm gonna get in a crash every fucking time I drive.
It is a type of trauma mentally.
Yeah,
That's
but
it,
but,
man.
but still, man. But still, you got a case there, man. That's not your fault. Somebody hit you, and
Every,
you got problems because you have problems, and you don't know if they
wait a
will
minute,
ever
are
go
you-
away.
Is he not suing? Is he not suing?
He better
Man,
be.
Yeah, of course I have
Are you
a
suing?
lawyer
Okay.
as representative. Is going to be, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh,
It's going to be handled properly. Look, I was hit from behind last year. I didn't want to do nothing. I mean, are you injured? No. I was in the red light. I ran into, and car was pretty much damaged. I'm okay. What I'm gonna, fake it? I'm cool. Shit. I'm a big guy. That's how I was. I
Who,
know.
said-
about to
who
get
said you
millions.
fake, who said you faking anything?
Yeah.
I'm in pain.
Yeah, be
We
careful.
We about to,
Be careful, Milos, because you might think you're okay, but all my back problems that I had, I thought I was okay throughout my career. Now I'm having back surgery after back surgery. That numbness that you're feeling in your hand, I know exactly what you're talking about. That's nerve damage.
That's
You
from
don't want
that's
to play
from
with
your
that.
that's from your upper back. That's like the upper back damage right there. in
That's
the- in the
neuropathy. Yeah,
vertebrae.
that's neuropathy. Milos knows. Don't play with that mess at all, man.
Let me see, Dr. Cormier.
Well, that's the upper back. That's the C7, man. That's my shit. That's you in my territory now. You got
Chris, that's my shit. My back.
Chris, was yours C7? Was yours C7?
Yeah.
I broke
C7 is
C4 and
not
C5,
there.
and right now I have a neck
My-
bulge and
my-
neck bulge in C4 and C5 right now that I'm going to doctors over.
Yeah, the spine is man. You need the spine so bad for everything, dog. It's a terrible thing, man. Tell you.
Just think how abusive we were when we were younger. All the
I
weight we
did-
threw around.
Hey, man, I can't help but think of all kinds of things when Milos talks, because I'm like, at first I'm thinking, what was that movie when that guy had that thing stuck in the back of his brain, and he was like being the big old dude that was controlled by some kind of thing right here, and if you detach that shit, that's when he like dies or some shit. and then I just be thinking, man, you're going against the government, man. What if they send a hit squad up in there? Take this fool out. So Every time you get government, I'm like, oh shit, you gotta pull your skirt up or some shit.
Hey, Milos,
Because
can I ask you a question?
The bank is drained now, and the motherfucking everything's going haywire.
Milos, let me ask you a question. Remember, I know you always had this theory, right? And I always thought it was so wild. I'm curious now that you're older and wiser. Your theory always was, whatever your last biggest squat was, you should be able to walk back in the gym. After coming off and everything, you should be able to walk back in the gym and still move your maximum weight. You remember that?
Well, listen, not really. No, I mean, you put me on the spot, but
He said, not really.
not really. But hold on. Back in the days, of course, I would train constantly, continuously, so I would never have that opportunity to get off, take a rest, and then come back and do it again. So for me, competing 110 times, 72 times as a pro, entering all the shows during a year. There was no like off time. So I don't know. I don't remember. Why would I say that? Are you sure that's me?
Yeah. I'm positive. You would always, whatever your strongest, like I remember, because you were crazy with leg press and volume and all that stuff. You would come back in the gym and you start off with your maximum weight. You remember that, Dennis?
I never heard Milo say that though. So
I know. Because and the other thing.
So you're saying he said if let's say if your last squat was 495 and now you're coming off a break, you got to come back and do 495 right away?
He would come back in and put the same weight on. He always felt that he didn't lose any muscle and all that. I remember it. Maybe I'm not wording it right, but I remember it unequivocally.
Yeah, you know what? I think I remember a lot. I think I remember a lot of stuff, and then come to find out that I was wrong. Come to find out I was wrong. It's just fucking terrible. I'll argue with my wife sometimes about what I said or she said, and come to find out, and I can remember like it was yesterday, and I was fucking wrong.
That's age.
It's terrible. So listen. So from now on, if I get into an argument with anybody about what somebody said or heard or saw, I'll be like, yeah, maybe I'm right. Maybe you're wrong. Maybe you're right. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't still remember.
I really can't, man. Shit, I'll be 57 tomorrow, and I can really tell that I forget shit.
Yeah, God bless, man. Happy
57.
birthday.
Yeah. Happy birthday, bro.
But before
birthday.
I forgot, you know, I was on the phone with my mom right before the podcast, and then Dennis came along, so at least I had the opportunity to show Dennis my mom. So she said hello. My mom was in Dennis's house in
Thailand.
And Dennis came in Belgrade. But I said, like, I'm going to be talking with Tristan Flex. Oh, Flex Wheeler, yeah. Please, I remember him, say her. And then I said, like, but who is the other guy? I said, Chris. Oh, I don't think I remember. I said, yeah, you remember. You watched him beat me in Ironman contest. Oh, yeah, he was good. And she goes, he was good. He was better than you. Come on, Mom. I smoke his ass.
Anybody watch the California Pro this past weekend?
I've seen pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I watched. I was listening to the winner. I'm calling the sauce man, Ross the sauce man. But
what does he do? He sells sauces or something?
Yeah, it's with a company that sells flavorized sauces for when you're dieting for a show.
Okay, so that's why they call him the sauce man. See, I had no idea. I was thinking sauce man. What kind of name is that? Okay, that makes sense.
Huh? Were you there?
Then, no, but I would. What?
Were you there at the auditorium, or you were in China already?
No, I was in China, but I was watching. Watching everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
VPN, baby.
Yeah, I guess this guy. I guess from what I saw, I guess this guy won off a condition.
Yeah, let me tell you, I've seen the Ross last year in Dragon's Lair. And actually, when I was looking, who's this guy? It's, oh my God, this is the same guy that I've seen in front of me. He didn't look nothing like it, like night and day difference. A year ago, he had those heavy legs, down heavy, upper body needs to fill up, wide and thick and everything, right? Mm-hmm. And conditioning was quite off. This time, when I watched his first, this is what we do, right? Instagram, you can tell, but you can't really tell until you see the high definition. So when you see Instagram, like, okay, Tonio and him, they're similar condition. Okay? It's not like Ross is like smoking everybody. It was okay. Even Sergio Oliva, especially from the front, right? It's like, okay, he's tighter, he's drier, but not by much. Mm-hmm. But when they turn around on the high definition, then you can really tell, oh shit, okay, Ross really brought it.
People always ask how I got here. I was willing to work just a little harder than everyone else. Every damn day. If I can have hundreds of hours back, you know I'm gonna grab them. Spending hours prepping chicken, rice, and vegetables, F that. I rely on perfect nutrition. I rely on Trifecta.
Okay, but did you? I was. Did you notice that the last spread was not not his best shot, it was like his worst shot with the last spread
Yeah, from
from the
front,
back. So I
especially
was
back, especially front and back. Yeah, Tonio, for me, Tonio won. Let me put it. If I was a judge, even if Ross was a little drier, for me, Tonio was flex wheeler, cartoonish, round muscle bellies, everything, small waist.
well. Listen,
everything. Huh?
but listen, Antonio had the big fucking honking delt, and then the chest was missing into me in the
Know
front.
what? But listen, Ross.
And
Yeah.
the abs wasn't prevalent. The abs and the chest wasn't good, but you see these, and then this was flattish, and the abs wasn't actually contracting or something. And then I was, and then just standing there, he's not doing nothing with the legs. I was just a little disappointed in that stance. Like you're not, I mean, you're like an aesthetic bodybuilder, but you're standing like someone that don't have a physique. Like you got to do something with those
Tonio?
legs, right?
Tonio?
Yeah, just
Tonio
standing like
had
this.
Crazy.
Just standing like that.
Chris sounds like Tonio declined his service or
Hey,
something.
Chris.
Exactly. Exactly.
Chris, are you doing some drugs in China?
Bro, Dennis, you know, I could talk really greasy on this motherfucking shit if I want to. I'll be holding back my real thoughts, all right?
Well,
So don't be saying
well,
that.
keep it real then. Keep it real.
Keep it real,
No,
man.
hell no. No,
You know that I
you
always
can't pull
get
their
myself
skirt
in
up,
trouble.
dog.
Come on, say it.
Pull people's skirt up too hard. You
So
can't pull
if I
people's
look
skirt
at
up too hard.
if I look at Tonio, I somewhat see dexterish shape. You know, he has every. I
I've
mean,
told him
I saw him
I've
in
told him that
person.
before.
I saw him in person in New York, and I was impressed. You know, yeah. Could he have a little bit fuller chest? Yeah, probably. But when I look at Ross, who had better condition in California, but if I compare shapes and proportions, I don't know. I think I still prefer Tonio's body over Ross. But you know what? Hey,
But
I wasn't there, so who am I to speak?
What are you judging? Tonio was ahead.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, 7-8, and then at the final it was 9-6.
Yeah.
So I guess at the evening he showed up better. But here again,
bro,
are you going with the Flex Wheeler and Dexter Jackson physique, 90% in shape, or whoever in 100% shape?
yeah, because he said that he gained
Chris,
5 pounds. He said he gained
Chris,
5 pounds for the show.
Terrick already told us when I was on the show with Terrick. He already told us how much you hate him. He's like, Chris hates him.
Oh, see, I didn't. I can't remember. I can't
Hey,
remember.
too. Hey, too.
Chris, I don't think Chris hate anybody.
Oh, hold on.
I hate nobody.
Who do you hate, Chris?
He
Don't
hate-
listen to
he don't hate
Terry.
no-
Antonio.
Don't listen to Terry dumb. I don't hate Tonio. I like Tonio. I try to give him advice.
Yeah.
I said, bro, don't be relying on injections. That's just gonna fucking shorten your career. That's exactly what I told Tonio. I told him that in Reno. I talked to him also at the Cal a couple years ago when he took third. And I said, bro, I was really impressed with you, man. Actually, I thought you was from, I don't know where the hell I thought you was from with his look on his face. But he was from New Orleans. And I was like, damn, I thought you was like Spanish. I thought you was from like Colombia or some shit the way you look. And he was like, no, he was laughing. I was like, no, man. And then I said, man, just take your time. You can pull at that same type of physique Dexter had. I don't hate Tony. I like this guy. And
You
I
know,
just want him to
Terrick
do
always
better.
starting crap. Terrick
Yeah,
always
he's
starting
a-
crap. But I think the kid has a nice career ahead of him.
I
Yeah,
think.
is
I
he
think.
incomplete?
But
Of
I
course.
think.
I think you just take
think.
it easy though, and just
Yeah.
rely on your genetics and just take it easy. Like, you already arrived.
I think
you already
but I think
arrived.
he's a little bit too small for the big boys. I
Yeah,
think.
but if you're going from one show to the next, and you know how hard that is, Flex. Bringing that same type of package, you're gonna know. Oh, should I fill up a little bit? Should I dry down a little bit? You just be stuck in this little thing, and that's part of him trying to find himself as a pro bodybuilder, and understanding your physique from show to show to show like that. And if you pull off I'd do another show and see how my body fares out there. But that's when you start really bodybuilding. These in between shows and show after show after show. You know that, Dennis.
Yeah, but at a point where he's at right now, Tonio, I think he's the kind of guy who can win some of these smaller shows, but he would have a problem at the Olympia.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You know?
I agree with you. And he's still developing. I still think he can get better.
Yeah.
Like you guys said.
Chris, you know how old he is?
Just took second in this show. He won his last show, but he still needs more back development, right?
Yeah.
He still needs more leg development, but he's still clicking off some shows, which shows he actually has some ability, because he's probably, I wouldn't even put him like in a 70 percentile of his potential. And he's already giving some guys some headaches. So imagine if you give him a little bit more time. Like you said, Chris, same thing. Be patient. Rely on hard work.
Be patient,
not like a lot of these cats right now where they rely on the sauce and everything. Just be consistent and take your time. Rome wasn't built in a day.
What do you think? What do you think his weight?
That was my exact thing I said.
What do you think his weight was?
He's not that much, I don't think. He's
I don't think so either.
He's not a big dude.
25.
Not a big dude.
No.
I mean, when he was getting ready for the show, you was watching all these, crazy looking physique stuff and coming, but I just saw a lot of fullness. But then what he brought to the stage at New York, it was different from just, a week later. And he said he filled up a little bit, but actually looked like he lost some of the different parts. And I would train the hell out of those abs. And I make sure when I hit my pose, I don't know, I just see a stance, he's in the same foot stance. See, I look at all this stuff when I see a person pose. He had the same foot stance, almost like Nick Walker-ish type of front double. He had the same for the last spread. And then, turn around. He's good from the back. His shots is good from the back. That last spread is nice and full from the back. And that's when I was thinking maybe he's going to beat the other guy, because he smoked Ross in the last spread from the back. And Ross is sitting there on two tippy toes. I don't know why, Ross, you're on two tippy toes. I don't know if Dom, signed off on that, but both your back shots, you're so concentrated on the hamstrings and the glutes that you can't really get into the back double or the last spread as far as I'm
Look, it's
so
from you, from the front lat spread.
No, it's just from the back, dog. I got my heels off the ground. Both heels off the ground from the back.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris,
wait. And I'm displaying every muscle in my body on that pose. Don't
but
forget to mention that.
The big difference is, Chris, you're not only a great poser, you actually struck your poses very, very properly. So what you're saying is he still needs to learn that game. It ain't all about just being in shape and have a lot of muscle. You got to learn that game of being able to hide what you don't have and accentuate your strengths, and he don't know how to do that yet.
Exactly. Both of these guys didn't. And that's why I'm harping on it, because, I've been schooled by Robbie Robinson since a little teenager kid. So that's in my mind. Whenever I see a pose, I'm looking at from your fingernails to your damn toenails. I'm seeing everything in between. And that's where you can display your physique.
But look at all the time we spent, Chris, in posing. 5 weeks off before a show, we're posing every day in the gym, drenched, sweating. People don't do that no more, man. They won't do that.
We falling asleep because there's so much steam in the damn room that you just get sleepy. We wake up. Oh, Chris, your turn. Oh shit. Oh, okay. We can't even see in the mirror and shit.
Chris and Rico.
I have a question for all of you. Do you watch your videos now and pictures and think like, oh shit, maybe I should have done this pose a little differently?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
You're not gonna always hit it perfect. You're not gonna always hit it perfectly. Like sometimes with the heat of the moment, you're tired. The lights are in your eyes. You snot rolling out of your nose, and it calls you up a lot of times. You may not hit it perfectly, but just going through that many times in the room without being on the stage, that's what's gonna get you the best suited for that situation.
Okay. Yeah. Let me ask you about Sergio. What did you guys think of Sergio?
I think if I can go first, I think for the stress he was under and for the short amount of time he had after he arrived, I think he looked good. I think he looked good. I think that Sergio is the kind of guy that this is a show that he should have easily won if he would have been 100%.
If he was drier, he would have won for sure.
Yeah, so this is usually a show that Sergio would win easy, This is just my opinion. But I guess with the long flight and all that, I guess, it just didn't happen.
I agree.
But, he but he was thrown into it and thrown into the situation. But you know, we are. I think I've been there. I don't know if you've been there, Flex, but have you ever compete within 24 hours of landing?
Yeah, remember
We used to do that in the
when
tours.
I
In the
competed in
tours.
Europe the first time in '93.
Yeah,
Flew
yeah,
there.
yeah, for sure. That.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not something to stress over. It's just something to handle. You know what I'm saying? Just like when I was always backstage, I was just like carefree. Like no matter what happens, we waiting in the damn lobby of a airport for 9 hours between shows, and I'm just like, I'm not stressing on nothing. I don't care. It's just like when we get there, we're gonna get there. Whatever not in your control, not in your control. So
Yeah, but it's
all you
easy.
can do is
It's easy to tell you not to stress, you know. But sometimes your body just does otherwise.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Not everybody can just
But
say.
you know what? I think if you do your water right, that when you come off the plane, you can actually be leaner and drier than you were when you went on. It's once you land, you start putting that water weight back on. But I used to always just pound at least a gallon or 2 gallons of water while I'm in flight. I would pee like I'd count 20, 30, 40 times. And I'd be like, God dang, I'm dry. So if you get that balance right, that tension and everything, you're going to be drier when you come off that flight.
I would do Operation Dennis James Takedown.
What's that?
Well, yeah, what is it?
If you lose to Dennis in Europe, by the time you get to Australia, you have this plan in motion. You're already posing in the bathroom. You're already losing your water. I say Operation Dennis Takedown.
Chris stayed in the bathroom all the way to Australia. It's called pump and pose.
You know, back in our times, we could bring the gallon of water in 2 gallons. Nowadays, since COVID, when you can't even bring the goddamn water, right?
Yeah, but I would bring a gallon bottle and then just refill it in at the airport.
Yeah, that's what I tell my guys. Make sure. Yeah. Because if you don't, you're not gonna want to pay like.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't think about that. Right? And they won't even give you a lot of water on a plane now. No. If you keep asking for it, they won't even give you a lot of water. I remember that.
Yeah. Give me a couple.
Yeah, I remember that big 2-gallon thing. You put the little hole in it, pull a plunger out. I'd have one of those, and then I have a single one, and I just keep dumping it in there.
Yeah.
Anybody spoke with Sergio? What's his plan now? He's not doing the Toronto, I guess.
I talked to him. I talked to him. Chris, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I didn't talk to him.
Okay, I did. I talked to him because I wanted to bring him on to see if just come on, just to talk to to see how he feels. And
what did he say?
He's okay. He's okay. He said he knew he wasn't at his best.
Where
because
is he?
He's in. I think he's in San Diego today, and going to Italy tomorrow. No, he's going to Italy. He's going to Italy tonight for Panata into Rimini. That's what he said. He said he knows that if he would have been on, he would have won that show. So, but I still believe that he's.
If Chris Cormier went there to train him, prepare.
Yeah, if Chris would have kept his word, right? but Chris be on some bullshit. He would go to fucking China before he go to Dubai.
Up, man. I gotta secure the bag too, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm most upset with? Not with Sergio. What I'm most upset about him is, and not him, right? The guy has so much potential, so much potential. We've all watched him from like a little teenager. And I didn't think much of him when I first seen him. Like, wow, this guy, he's not all that. But just the amount of muscle he put on, man, if he finally gets everything together, it's just going to be amazing.
What does he need to do? Flex, turn it sideways, please.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Terrick is calling me. He wants to make some jokes about Chris right now. I want to answer. I'm serious. Terrick is calling right now. I think it's just conditioning. I think it's just conditioning, and also I think just from I don't know him super well, but we've had some conversations. Similar like myself, he's his worst enemy. He's always in his own way. He's always in his head. You know what I mean? And that's just really difficult when you're your worst enemy. The best and worst thing about me was me. My worst adversary, my worst enemy was me up in here, and then my strength was up in there.
Yeah, but he did have to go through some shit over there in Dubai, so I don't know if that played a factor. I don't even know. Is he going back to Dubai, or you think he's staying?
Yeah, is it over
I would
with?
say
Is
he's
it
going
done?
back to Dubai.
Well, I mean, he's out of there, so I guess he's got to, you know.
I
It's
never
gotta,
go back
what
to
other shows? What other shows besides Canada is coming up?
That's why I'm asking. Is he going back?
Spain in 3 weeks when Michael Kriese is competing.
Yeah, but if he's going to Rimini for the show in Rimini, that's like a whole long weekend. He's not doing Spain in 2 weeks.
And Italy?
Yeah.
Italy? Whew.
Hey, remember that show you used to have in Remedy every year in Italy?
That's
oh my
that's
God,
the
it
one.
was
That's where he's going. That's where he's going right now.
It was
I was
off the
supposed to go to that one, too.
Because Rami is flying out there too, so they're gonna have everybody.
I was out there. I was guest posing with Amy Fadley out there back in Rimini. I remember that.
Amy Fadi. Amy Fadi.
That's when I use your music, Chris.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
And who else was out there? Aaron Baker was out there too, I think, at the time.
Yeah, there was a few of us from boot to boot. But listen, you know that big beach they have in Rimini?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was there with Mauro Sassi, right?
And all the little bars they have at night there on the beach.
Yeah, but let me tell you, I was always terrified of sharks. I don't know. I have that fixation.
Yeah, but not in Italy.
That's what I thought, right? So he said, let's go swim. Like, no. Yeah, hey, 1996. I came back here to California where I was, and there was a video of a 7-foot shark. God damn it. 7-foot shark in Rimini.
The hell was that?
The boat. Like, not 7 foot, 7 meters. 7 meters monster. I promise you.
Well,
you can Google it. Like, and
they can get around.
I went to the water.
They live out there.
So they do swim, yeah.
Yeah, they live out there.
But he probably got lost somewhere in Rimini on his way to the U.S.
I'll tell you another funny story now, because you mentioned we were late for the expo because there was like 2 billion cars. So I'm there with Mauro. Mauro is driving, and I'm like, oh man, we're gonna be late. I hate to be late. And then all of a sudden, carabinieri, right? Police said, so, okay, and they're passing and say, Mauro, follow him. I said, follow him. So he followed him. Of course, this guy's in a hurry. He's not going to stop, but he made us clearance. We got there on time. But ask Mauro.
I just can't believe. I just can't believe what you just said. I said, I hate to be late. You always late. You mean you hate to be late? Milos is Mr. Late.
No, I was at one period. I was.
Well, yeah, I gotta say.
At one period.
I'm talking like 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah, I was at one period.
He was late. I mean, religiously. It's like a black man. I thought Milos was black.
Hey,
he wants to walk.
You know what my wife told me? That Hide was waiting for 8 hours for me to show up for a workout. I said, come on, don't exaggerate now. She said, 8. I said, okay. Did he eat in between?
Well, we all right, then. I mean,
You're all right.
Yeah, I love Remedy. I love their cuss words. They have some of the most coolest cuss words, man. You can tell somebody to go F off and it sounds cool. Fanculo, you know.
Fanculo.
Yeah.
Hey, I wanna ask you this one, Flex. Do you remember?
All right, wait a minute. Go easy now. Wow, your delivery already made me want to hang up.
Do you remember? It was a fascinating day that day. Me and Rico was rolling deep. I think you had a Mercedes that time, that gold Mercedes. The gold.
Yeah.
And we had went shooting. We were gonna go shooting.
Oh hell yeah, yeah.
And the skateboard. This dude on a skateboard in the alley out there in Venice, he rolls out and he falls off his skateboard and it rolls like almost underneath your car. And this dude brandished a weapon at us, like showing us under his shirt, like, yeah, I got a motherfucking 9mm, right? And we had like all this ammunition and all these fucking guns in the truck. You're like, you really want to go there?
I remember.
Really
we just came from the shooting range, and we're going back to my house when I lived in Venice. That that crazy 7-story house I had, right?
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah.
So first, it's this little tiny kid, right? And all of us are like, freaking 280, 290 plus. So we hard to deal with just one-on-one.
Out the
And
window.
you're right. I got all these weapons in the car. We look at each other. We look at dude. I'm like, man, you just have no idea of the past you just got.
You're gonna lose on every turn.
So he showed off.
Into this little bitty house.
So he showed off his weapon just to put you guys in check.
They raised his shirt up.
It was not even necessary.
Oh, really?
It wasn't necessary. He tripped off of his skateboard, and his skateboard rolled underneath my car. So I stopped. We wasn't tripping. We were all in a great mood. And just gonna brandish this weapon.
Hey, you had the 50 cal also. He had the Desert Eagle.
I could shoot dude today, and he'd feel it like back in those years with that gun.
This is all in California.
Yeah,
Venice,
this is Venice.
Yeah,
Venice. When I had a 7-story house. I had a seven-story house out there.
Hey, so let me finish the story. So now we had Roxbury that night, right?
Oh,
and we just up there just chilling there.
Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
Same day. We had Roxbury, and we outside. Everybody kick it outside afterwards, stuff. Like,
no, you're not.
So Joe Torry is standing out there. He was a little huffed up back in the day.
Who?
And we about 2 weeks. Joe Torry is a comedian,
big time comedian.
Oh,
a black guy. You could probably look him up. And so he was like, okay, I don't know how y'all started talking, but
I do.
Y'all started talking to each other. Tell us the story, Blake.
So Joe Torry, he was known as one of those comedians that he would just
bag on you,
like everybody in the audience. He would just badger them. That was his delivery, right? It wasn't telling jokes. It was just like really, really abusively making fun of people. So Roxbury's over, and I think we went there to party. We didn't work that night.
Yeah, we
and they valet parked my car right out in front.
So wait. So audience, I'm not in the clubs by my goddamn self, all right? I'm in there with people.
No, it was all three of us.
Go ahead, dog. Go ahead.
All right, so we went to go hang out, and so the club is over with. We're walking out, and Joe Torry is kind of like in front of my car, and he's just like ragging on everybody who come out the door, just laying them out, and we're all sitting there kind of laughing, and he changed his position, and now we're leaning on my car and everything. The dude turned around and started making fun of me.
Yeah.
He just went in on me. No, I mean, he went so deep, I was angry. Like, I wanted to fight.
He pissed you off.
Jeans, making fun of my car, everything. And I'm looking, and everybody laughing.
Digging deep on Flex. And I've been with Rico, and I didn't know if you knew who he was or not at the time.
I didn't know.
Think you knew.
I didn't know.
I knew he was. Rico knew who he was, but he didn't know who he was. They didn't know who each other was. Because he's not trying to
tons of people out there. There was tons of people out there, and they're dying laughing. And I'm looking at Rico and Chris like, how come you guys haven't took your positions yet? Right?
Oh, hell no!
Hey, because I'm about to murder this dude. So I'm thinking, how come they haven't surrounded this dude yet? Because that's the protocol.
Hey, Dennis. Because back in the day, dog, we were like a gang. Like you can't say shit without all three of us coming at you right now. But that was the one time we didn't step up there. We would have been up there for a lot less than what's happening. Trust me. And then he would just raw dog and like,
Dude,
that shit was too funny. You couldn't even get pissed at him.
I was pissed. I was angry pissed.
Tell
Everybody else is.
So what happened? So what happened after
Tell
that?
the kicker, Flex.
People are laughing so hard that they're lying on the concrete because they're laughing so hard at this dude's jokes. And I'm still looking at Chris and Rico like, how come you guys haven't got behind this dude yet so I can get this dude? So listen, so now I don't know how we're talking about shooting. So we had just came from the range. So we're like, shoot him. So I want to show how my great I shot. So I go to my car.
And pop the trunk.
Yeah, he
to get
did.
my
He popped
target.
the trunk.
Little do I know, when I go to my car, dude takes off to his car and grabs it. So I turn around walking back with my target, and dude got his red dot on my target.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Hey. I was
He
like,
pulled his strap up. He was like, yeah, that's a cool little target you got there. I hope that's gonna shoot for you.
man, I just looked at dude. I'm like, you have no idea the danger in it, man. You need to put that down, or you need to get up out of here. I don't know how it ended. Oh, I remember. This brother walked by, right?
No,
This
because we
brother walked by
started
and he goes,
introducing
man,
each other.
yeah, he goes, man, you making fun of this dude. His jewelry's is real. You know, his clothes is real. His car's real. And you're a damn professional comedian making fun of one of the greatest athletes. He goes, man, both y'all need to get saved. And he walked away.
No, we was like 3 weeks removed from Olympia, and that's when you had Flex. Flex would come down in size a little bit after the show. He'd start eating a bunch of shit, won't go to the gym. So he was small as fuck. The dude didn't even know he was a pro bodybuilder. Flex was pulling his calves out and shit. Motherfucker, my calves bigger than your whole body. He was like, but the dude was flexing. He was actually showing a muscle shot to show. I was like, you talking to Flex Wheeler?
Well, he didn't know you didn't.
And he didn't know he was talking to Joe Torry.
Man, I was so angry. And then later on, I seen his stand-up. That's his protocol in his stand-up, just ripping people.
All right, so Joe, J-O-E, what's his last name?
Joe Torry.
Joe Torry.
Yeah.
Torry. Who's your favorite stand-up Who's your favorite stand-up comedian?
You know who mine is, dude. The same as yours.
Corey.
Chris Rock.
Who?
Corey.
Torry.
I switch every now and then.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Well, who's your number one?
Right now?
Always used to be.
The little short black dude.
No, he ain't doing jokes anymore.
Bernie Mac.
Who?
That's right. You're damn right.
Bernie Mac.
Yeah.
But
Bernie
now
Mac,
it's Corey Holcomb, bro.
Oh, really?
If you want to
I still
die
remember,
laughing.
Bernie Mac. Remember his performance when he came out? I ain't scared of you, mother.
Yeah, that was Def Jam. Yeah. But listen, go look up Corey Holcomb, and he's just dogging the females, man, in the audience.
Really?
He is this is the funniest guy because he keeps that shit so real. It's fucking too crazy. It's crazy. Corey Holcomb. That's what I watch.
Other than that, then it got to be the homie, right? He just killing everybody, especially when he did that LG.
Oh, you're talking about Dave Chappelle? Yeah, Dave. You can't.
Yeah, Dave. Oh my God!
I saw Dave Chappelle. I saw Dave Chappelle with Chris Rock together in down in San Diego at San Diego State. Man, I was rolling.
So just now, recently, or is it?
Yeah. I came out, bought a sweatshirt. They take everyone's cell phones and put it inside the sleeve. You got to get it at the end. They don't want nobody having a cell phone in there. But I went there, man. Man, I was rolling, and man, I was drunk as hell going. That's the only thing because bro, listen, we got to this it was like a house party, and this goddamn girl kept feeding me these damn drinks. I didn't even know her. She's like, "Oh, you got to catch up. You got here late. We're going to the comedians. We got to catch up." They started giving me the Patron and mixing it with the Don Julio and the 1942. And I was just like, damn, man, I got a video of my son. We going hand in hand. He was like switched the roles on me. He's like, Dad, when we get in there, don't say nothing. I don't you say nothing. I was like, damn, so I was like, doing me like that. And then we got there, bro. I'm in the Uber, and I just jump out of the Uber, and I just started walking, because I needed to get out. I felt like claustrophobic. I just got out. Then here comes my son. We walking up the street, like, okay, we close to San Diego State, and then next thing you know, we get up there, and he's just like, all of a sudden, I'm just talking to people. You know, you just like we talking to people. My son look at me like, he's like looking at me like, Dad. Dad,
I'm like, damn, why you doing me like that?
And when they get old enough, they're feeling embarrassed hanging out with you.
You know what? Ain't that the truth? You know, when we were younger, we're the superheroes and everything. Now we embarrass them. It's like the movies.
Yeah.
You see on the movies when the dad embarrassing the son or the daughter. Like, Dad, no.
Yeah.
He's like, you gotta be quiet. He just turned 24, man. His birthday was the 28th of May, man.
Yeah, I love your son, Kiviat, man. Love him,
man.
Great
He's cool,
young man.
brother.
Great young man.
Yeah.
You guys still owe me one. Remember, you guys are supposed to come down here.
Well, I keep telling him that. I said, Fletch expect you to come out there, man. You better come.
No, it's supposed to be me, you, him, and Darius, and we all supposed to go out.
I know.
How old is Darius now?
Darius is 25. 25. Yeah, 25. No, I'm sorry. No, Darius is 24, and my daughter Nia
24.
Just moved in. My daughter Nia just moved in with me. She's 23.
Dude, they used to play when they were like, what is that, 2-3 years old?
Yeah. They don't even know it. They don't even know how close they were.
Milos, how old is your daughter now? How is Alexandra? She's also 25.
Yeah, when you're saying this, she would always say, Dad, be quiet. I guess I'm just loud. Everyone's loud, and she's like so embarrassed.
Be quiet. Yeah.
But one of those things, right? I don't know if you guys, if you go to daughter father date night, and then going there and say, you're supposed to dance and all this shit. So now I'm dancing, right? Next thing you know, I don't see my daughter. She was so embarrassed, right?
How were you dancing?
She walked off.
What's your move?
And she walked out on you.
Move?
She didn't want to be seen with me. I mean, I'm like moving like an.
What's your go-to move, Milos?
What's
your go-to move?
I can't see. Milos, can you dance?
You diet down, train hard, and supplement smart for months. When the time comes to step on stage, don't leave your tan to chance. Go with the pros. Pro Tan. #1 worldwide since 1987 and the official sponsor of the Olympia for the last 15 years. Don't step on stage without it. Pro Tan.
Oh, shit, no. Back in the day when Travolta was, popular, in Serbia, Saturday Night Fever and all this shit, I was going and breaking that fucking floor. Like, I thought I was cool as it. I was probably the biggest fool.
Hey, but your strength was your looks. You didn't have to dance or nothing, Milo.
Right.
All you do is comb that hair up.
Yeah.
Fucking
I
smile
used to
yours
hate
and
that
shit.
crap. Hey, I used to hate that. They put in the magazine. They put Milos on the cover of the magazine, best looking body. I'm like, what the F? Bull, he ain't better looking than me. I'm like, get that out.
Bro.
Be pissed off.
Oh, I couldn't buy a cover. I always got the little bitty photos in the cover. This motherfucker go up there. He used to show up at the thing. Y'all want me to be on your cover? Y'all want me to be on your cover?
Chris, how many covers how many covers did you get?
I don't know, maybe 20-ish.
That's great.
Something like that.
That's
I never
good,
got
though.
that
20
one.
something. I'm not hundreds like Milos, but I did pretty good.
But I got only just the other magazines. Flex, I only been twice. For Flex, you have to have.
I got a bunch
I
of
didn't have
Flex.
that. But I tell you, I went to Gold Gym
Muscle Mag and
I'm buying my Muscle
Iron
Mag
Man.
cover. Right, I'm buying Muscle Mag cover, and I'm trying to flirt with this girl. Right. I said, oh man, I wish I can look like this guy. And she said, yeah, you wish. That's me. So get out of here. So I had to actually pull out my driving license right here. I wanted to convince her. She didn't want to look. I don't know. You guys at Venice Golds?
Let me ask all three of you guys a question individually. Same question. Chris, you go first. What was your #1 pickup line back in when you were competing? What was your
pickup line? Oh shit! I don't know if I had a pickup line.
I know I did.
Whatever. I was always quiet.
I never.
I was always quiet, man.
I never had a pickup
I was
line.
always quiet. I was always quiet one. You guys were more loud, and I would just sit back and like.
You're like me.
Oh, no,
you let it, Chris, you're like me. You let him come to you first, so you know you're in the driver's seat.
I then I know where to stick and jab and stick and move then, but
if you go in there,
I just look mysterious.
yeah, if you go in there with a pickup line, man, that comes across like a
I look
creep.
mysterious.
Hey.
What did you say, Flex? Flex,
Okay.
Well, it wasn't like you said. It wasn't really a pickup line, but because a lot of times girls be grossed out over our muscles, right? So I'd make them. I'd do a bicep, and I'd make them grab it, and like, oh my God, it's so hard. I'm like, yeah, that's just my arm.
Okay, listen, I'm gonna embarrass myself publicly again.
Go ahead, Milos.
Because I said this once, and it's 100% truth. I'm not joking. So in 1987, I come to America, don't speak English, right? And I got this Bill Evans. Bill Evans was owner of Catamaran, Bahia Hotel, some building. I mean, a major guy, right? And he's the funniest guy ever. So as he realized I don't speak much English, he goes, okay, Milos, let me tell you, about American women. I say, okay, I just got in, tell me. So first, you have to give them a compliment. Okay.
Okay.
And then you ask what you want. For example, nice shoes.
Nice shoes.
Say that again.
Nice,
What's the last thing you said?
nice shoes. Can
Nice
I fuck?
shoes you want to fuck. I swear.
Nice
Listen,
shoes.
and I was like, so
what you coming-
say, you can pull it off. You don't speak English, right? To say, you know what? Let me try that, and I tested 7 out of 10 times. I hope my wife is not listening. 7 out of 10 times.
She gonna listen Sunday. Don't worry.
I'm telling you.
They like that, huh?
So
No, seriously,
so
I
you-
did my last thing.
So
Nice
are
shoes.
you? So
Did
Milos,
what
are you?
say?
Hold on, Milos, are you saying you pulled it off?
7 out of 10 times.
Damn, that's your look. That
What
was your
it?
look.
What was the line?
Yeah, well.
Well, the line was
I got
nice
a couple of
shoes.
slaps before,
No-
but did I say something wrong? And then when they laugh it off, I say, okay, they laugh it off, but
He said, Flex.
you didn't
Flex, he
answer the
said-
question.
Flex, he complimented the shoes.
Can I get your number?
He said, nice shoes. Can I fuck?
Yeah. Can I get your number?
But listen, I'm just gonna tell you.
I was always too shy I would never talk to no female.
Ah,
Same
get
with
out
me.
of here.
If a girl, same
I
with
would
me.
never,
If a girl
unless
didn't make-
unless I feel something's coming at me. I would never. I wouldn't know what to say, and I know it sounds stupid, but it's the truth.
What would you say when
You
they
know
do
who's the
that?
opposite of
Dennis.
that?
No
You know
way
who's the
on
opposite
earth.
of that?
Ooh, Dennis, look at your
Rico.
arms.
Rico
No.
was like, Rico didn't care. I was like, how can you do that?
Rico's
man?
cool.
Because what?
'Cause-
Rico would ask
but
the
you know
girl
what?
to dance.
But Rico, he has a way of talking that he
Yeah, he
can
do.
pull that shit off.
Yeah, you do.
You know the
Yeah,
faces
do.
he makes.
Yeah.
He can pull it off. He can pull it off. I don't
Rico,
care.
he would same as you guys. I would
Man, we
if a
should-
girl didn't stare at me or give me like some type of like 100% like acknowledgement, I just would ignore him. I didn't want to be embarrassed. Rico would ask a girl to dance. If she said no, he would just go right down the line and keep asking, like, man, how do you do that? He goes, what? I don't
Hey,
care.
Rico was like, he was like the kind of like, I met Rico, man, in the
I remember when
second
we all
room.
met.
The second room, and I saw Rico, and he just looked at me, and he's just like, we just looked at each other, and we just like, this fool just pulled out this motherfucking, he had this badass serratus and shit right here. He just looked at me and went like, bam. That was the first thing he did. I was
He
like,
flex
oh.
on you.
And then I was like, I pulled my pants down in the gym.
What?
Bam. Because I had these legs. I was like, because I see how Tahir is tall and a little lagging in the legs a little bit, the private side. I went straight for the juggler on him. And then we just started laughing from across the room like that. And then we just became friends, started hanging out. But I met Flex.
Chris, do you remember how we met?
Yeah, I met you backstage at the Cal in '89.
Well, that's when me and you first met. But you remember when you and Rico first met?
No. I remember.
You don't remember?
It's vague.
We me and Rico were already kicking it, and we were at some show, and somehow Rico, because Rico was always more open to talking to people than I was back then, and you guys started talking, and we were talking about going out, and you like asked if you want to go out. And that was the first time we went out. I think we went to Roxbury or somewhere else. But that was the first time.
Yeah.
And then remember we
that
came
in the
and
white
picked you up.
in the white car?
Yeah,
in the
we
white
came
car?
and picked you up.
Oh, you sons of bitches, man. Bro,
Hey,
you knew I told
This
you I
dude is, wait a minute. This dude is so claustrophobic, right? This
I
girl
told you
that
I
I
was
was dating at the
claustrophobic.
time, it was a little tiny
I
car.
told you I was.
It was a little tiny car, right? So Chris had to sit in a little back compartment. It wasn't even a seat back
Bro,
there. And Chris
he's
kept saying,
driving and-
man,
and
I'm
Rico's too
claustrophobic.
big.
I'm claustrophobic. I'm like, man, relax. Next thing you know, he about to break the window. I'm like, what are you doing? He goes, I told you, slob, I'm coming
I'm
off this box.
Bro, they had to pull over. They laughing at me. I was like, man, stop laughing, man. I told you I was claustrophobic.
Is it that bad? You can't even sit in the small
It's
car?
that bad. I can't. Bro, in airplanes. Oh,
He was a hatchback.
No,
And
if
he was in
anything
the
keeps me
hatchback
like
part.
concealed. Anything that confines me or something, oh my God, I freak out. I freaked out in the hospital when I had that situation. I had to leave the hospital. When I'm under hospital care, the damn doctor came to the hotel I was at. I said, you got to get me out of here, man. I said, I can't stand. I said, I feel like the walls is closing in on me and shit. It's just from wrestling. When I was at Castle Bakersfield, we had a little ass sauna, and all of us in there trying to lose weight, and we just in there scraping sweat off with popsicle sticks, and we sitting there sweating, and then we only had a little window to look out, and that shit just gave me a bad case of claustrophobia.
It's the first
I'm
time?
just sitting there with my first time when I was 16, and I was in college wrestling, and yeah, man. Since then I've been fucked up.
Hey,
with
Chris, you remember
claustrophobia.
those two middleweights whooped your butt in the room?
Oh yeah. Oh my!
Chris got beat
my
up by
roommate.
two midgets.
I got a fight with my roommates. And they were two little guys, man. I'm in there listening to music, and they had some little girls that was coming over. It was 4 of us in one room, one apartment off of Ming Avenue. I remember in Bakersfield, and they was like, they wanted to change the music. I said, hey man, I'm listening to that, and they want to change it to something else, and we just started squabbling over it right in front of the girls. Bro, they started wrestling. They had both of my hands behind my back, and the dudes punching me in the face. Bing, bang, bang, bang. And I was taking it, and I was just taking it. I said, and I'm talking to him, right? I said, I'm gonna get loose, right? And then when I get loose, I'm gonna fuck your shit up. I said, you're gonna stop. I said, after you stop, I'm gonna fuck both you up. And they start bargaining with me. They started bargaining after that. They said, oh shit, we ain't knocking him out. He's sitting there taking it. He was like, he said, okay, we're gonna stop, right? We gotta stop, okay? We gotta stop. Like, oh man, that was funny as shit.
Damn.
I never forgot.
Chris,
I do
I'm
remember that one, Fred.
really impressed with you today, man. I think we got to do this
Why?
2 a.m. shit with you from now on.
I know.
That's what
this
Chris
is-
comes alive.
This
Are you
was
kidding?
this was Chris's show today. I mean, Chris, you did awesome. This is 2
No,
2 a.m. it is from now on for you. We got you stay your ass in China.
Yeah. Get some Chinese
no,
money.
but Flex, but Flex, check it out real quick. I wanted to know.
Oh
You
God!
remember you took off on the tour.
Is this a setup?
And then
Dennis, did you set me up?
No.
There was
You
no
took-
there was
we
no
took off on a
communication
tour.
beforehand.
We took off on the tour. I didn't know you were gonna be on until the last minute. We took off on a tour, and this is like Flex was like came from the ashes of, nothing. We trying to pay for his food and all that stuff. So now he's like one Iron Man, one Arnold out there on Europe, and he was like going in and out of town and shit. Me and Rico was like, damn man, we just like, because we was like always together, like we was never apart. So then we was like all missing each other and shit. We had a phone on the plane, and fucking Flex is calling us at a damn, what was it, $100 a minute back then, or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah.
Calling us on the plane, and we all talking on the plane. And like Flex is like, and you wanted to come home, and I just don't know exactly what prompted you to come home, but I think you had went up from Europe to all the way to San Jose or some shit, and you went up against what's the curly head dude again? I forgot Charles Claremont. We had him on.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And to walk us through that shit, because that shit was kind of like, I don't know what happened, but then you all of a sudden you was coming home. You're like, man, I'm coming home or some shit. I remember
No,
like
it's like you said. It's like you said. You know, I was just broke, and you know, I turned pro and won my four pro shows, which I didn't know it then, but now you can just guest pose everywhere, right? Remember back in those great days, and you got paid cash. So I remember I did 88 appearances that year, just back and forth, all over the place, Europe, everywhere.
What year was
And
that?
I was
What year? What year?
Hey,
93 through 94.
Oh, so
before I had
your
my
breakout year.
Yeah, my breakout year.
Yeah.
And man, so it was my first time ever being out of the country, and also being gone for that extent of time. And I come back and go back and come back. And
I remember me.
I was so angry because I didn't enjoy nobody's food, because I just ate
cheeseburgers.
He would complain about the best food because he just don't like it, because he wants to eat spaghetti. I couldn't believe that shit. We in Turkey, and these people put nice grilled food. I mean, grilled meats, all different meats. He wants to get the nastiest spaghetti they could make. He can't eat that good stuff.
Take the hood out of it.
So
take the hood out of it.
I was so sick of hearing foreigners' accents, and nobody back then, remember, we're talking 93, 94. So a lot of people didn't really speak English. Remember, you were just assigned a translator, and that was it. So you're sitting at a table with however many, 20, 30, whatever people. Everybody conversing. I'm just sitting there by myself.
Yeah.
You know, nobody's
That's
telling me
the life, though.
no cell phone.
No cell phone.
Yeah.
We had
I literally got so bored, I flew home just for the weekend to hang out with them, and then turned around and had to fly all the way back because I was just so freaking bored. But yeah,
you know the planes. I miss home.
Now let's set this straight, because you know we sometimes talk about, not we, but other people. Flex, this is a question just for you.
Yeah.
This is, I don't know if
he's like this is your life.
Really.
Hey, listen, I don't know if this is rumors. I don't know if there's any truth to this. So that's why I'm asking you. How many contest diets did you ever complete without cheating?
So no. Obviously, I talked about that. I don't. I talked about worse, right? I've talked about worse. So
1993. Let's start there.
Yeah, 1993. I don't think I cheated in '93 because remember.
So 2 weeks out. So 2 weeks. So 2 weeks out from the Arnold, there was no cheating going on.
But you got to understand my diet. Even in 1993, my diet was going to. Come on, man. Let me finish. So my breakfast was eating at Firehouse, right? And then my next 5 meals was eating at Sizzler.
Okay, but what about cheeseburgers at McDonald's?
That was 97.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Chris got the day month.
I was used to eating French fries, so I ate French fries all the way up to the week I left in '93 for the Honor Classic. French fries and ketchup. So my point is, now we understand that we need a little bit more fat. And the second thing is, I was always in such good shape. Now, right, back then we called it cheating. But no, it's called reward food. If you've done your job, like now, our clients will ask us, hey, man, I'm doing great. Can I have a cheat day? I'm like, cheat day? I'm like, what's synonymous with good with cheat? I'll give you an award day because you've been doing great. So I just figured if I can get away with it and it made me look better, then I didn't really look at it bad. The truth is, only until about 1998, I think, when my kidney really started failing and I didn't know what was going on, I couldn't get away with it anymore. And it wasn't that, it was the diuretics and how my body assesses protein. So your kidney handles everything, right? Assessing protein, sweat, especially ketchup, potassium, even a breakdown of our workouts, right? It's tremendous. So the same things that I'd always done even as an amateur, I couldn't get away with it anymore. So I don't really think it was a cheating or anything like that. It's just I didn't know what was really going on until it was too late. Listen, and I'll be brutally honest. In 1999 was the first time I ever took LASIX. 1999 for the Olympia was the hardest I ever went on diuretics. Because when I won the Honor Classic in '93, I took one aldactone. That's it. I didn't take nothing else.
Yeah, what is
So
one,
I never
yeah,
had
one,
to take
one aldactone didn't do anything.
Well,
You
it
didn't
was-
need it. Yeah,
you
yeah.
Guys argue. You guys argue it's one of my best shapes ever, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
my
That's what I'm
point is-
saying. You didn't.
Hey,
need
but
that-
listen.
if you
But
you
can I-
didn't even
okay.
need that aldactone. So that's.
And I
that's
want
what
to
I'm
say,
saying.
I want to say my version of it when you're done. I want to say my version of it.
So anyway, my biggest problem is not understanding that my kidneys were failing because I just couldn't get away with. So, and then I'll let you go, Chris, and I'll say this last thing. You guys might argue, oh well, you cheated, but listen, if I won every show, including my greatest looks ever, doing identically the same thing, what's the common denominator?
Right.
What did I change? Nothing. It's just my body was fighting against me. And like I said, man, I won't say the amounts of diuretics and LASIX I took in 98, 99, but I still couldn't achieve a good condition.
Why not say how
Still
much
good.
you? Why not say, because this is good for listeners to not do what you did.
Well, it wasn't a diuretics again. It
You
was
took a-
understanding your body, and my kidneys were failing. But I think I can't even remember the amount. My go-to, and that was a big mistake always back then, even when dieting and diuretics started changing, I always stayed to what I knew. I always took aldactone, and then I switched over to aldactazide, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was the go-to back then. I didn't know.
Yeah.
But remember, back
And
then, those diuretics ripped water from you. You
And
peed
the
profusely,
cytokine.
right?
And
Unlike the
and
newer now,
cytokine.
where you just take a little bit, and you peel a little bit, and you shred it. So I think back then, I did my same regimen, was 100 milligrams a day of aldactone, including the 25 milligrams of diazide that was in there, right? So what is that, 125?
150,
going into-
150. So
150.
So
150 going
for
into
how many
show.
days? For how many days though?
Oh, just the last 3 days.
Okay.
From Wednesday.
What about-
My thing
That's
was,
not even
when
Milos.
water cut-
Milos, is
just-
that considered a lot?
So, Dennis, we talked about this the other day, right? How back in the day in the 90s, especially you were coached by Charles Glass, and Charles, right, would do the.
Yeah, but Charles
like,
never.
10 days.
So let's start off real quick.
Yeah.
Charles never knew more than I did about diuretics and diet. He never wrote a
Yes.
cycle. He never
Because
did
it is-
any of that for me.
Yeah, Dennis and I discussed this like back in the 90s. We had that, and that's what Dennis was doing. Slow. You start with the 10 days out, 25, 20. Then
One
maybe
week,
go-
1 week, 1 week. I used to do 1
10
week.
days of 1 week, yeah. I was doing more like Dorian Yates did, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 50, 150 a day. Every 8 hours, 50. Or I would split 25 for some people. But aldactone, it's potassium sparing diuretic, but it's
Yep.
for aldosterone blocker. It doesn't do magic, right? You have to top it off with something.
Yeah.
But,
It just lowers your aldosterone level, right? To release water.
But I mean, if you achieve that condition in '93 Arnold Classic, Jesus Christ, you even had a striated glutes, which you never had, right?
Hey,
So,
and don't forget about the cytogen you sprinkled on.
No, cytogen didn't come on. No, cytogen didn't come in until '98. Remember, we didn't know cytogen back then.
Well, listen.
I mean,
But listen, though. What?
What did
But
Flex? Let me ask you.
Odometrium is what it was called, right?
Orimatin, yes. Flex.
Orimatin.
What was 1993? Arnold or the Olympia was for me unbeatable.
Arnold.
Arnold
93.
and even
Arnold.
even the Olympia. He was at the Olympia. He was still great. What was
Huh?
what? Could you share with us what your cycle was back then?
Yeah, I'll try. I used to have it all written
Let-
down, and
Flex.
even after I retired, I had these books that I used to always write my whole cycle down. And somebody threatened to break into my house and steal it.
Right? That's
Look at you.
Joe.
like that, right? Everything.
1993, if I can remember it correctly.
Just about the doses that you remember.
Yeah. 800 milligrams of Deca a week, 600
God
milligrams of 600 milligrams of Winstrol V. I think 100 milligrams a day of Winstrol tab. And,
So you did. You did the Vinstrol injectable and the tabs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the tab. I think it was something like 30 milligrams of Anavar. And I think back then my go-to was like testosterone propionate.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty much it.
No,
Yeah,
no parabolin back then.
So that's what I was about
Oh, yeah.
to say. I remember.
Oh yeah.
I remember getting in an argument with God dang it, man! I love the guy. I can't think of his name.
The German guy. The German guy.
No. We all knew him. Remember, he was one of the first athletes with Twin Labs, and it had that famous like ad of him walking off a spaceship holding a helmet.
Oh yeah.
Jim
I forgot his
Quinn.
name.
Jim Quinn.
Yes. So me and him were like super close. He was super cool. He would always like, "Damn, Flex, why are you always running this candy?" I'm like, "What do you mean candy?" Because you don't run any androgens. All you run is anabolics. And he did this ratio after I told him. He goes, "You're like 5-to-1, with anabolics. I mean, anabolics versus androgens." And I didn't understand. I didn't know. I'm like, "Well, it's working, right?" He goes, "Yeah, but that's just candy, son. When are you going to start taking the real stuff?" I'm like, "Well, what's real stuff?" And he named off all this stuff. I'm like, I don't think I'm comfortable with that, man.
So let me get back to the question though. So that was all you took for the '93 Arnold and Olympia. So no trend.
What about the?
No master
There was
run.
no trend in. It was no trend in.
There was
Finish that,
parabolin.
though.
There was parabolin.
Parabolin is the other one. Yes.
That it's trend. So you didn't. Hold on, Chris. Hold on. Give me a second. It's your show, I know, but let me get a second in. Let me say
Here
something.
we go. I
Listen.
was just there. Whatever.
Okay. So you didn't do any parabolin for the '93?
Parabolin. No, I said parabolin.
Okay.
You're right.
So no
Parabolin, I forgot.
masteron, no halo testing.
I wasn't really a fan of hollow testing. I remember, Chris, you brought hollow testing into the game. And there was another one called Chex Drops or something like that. And I just thought they were toxic. Yeah, too toxic. I wouldn't do it. Listen, if you go back, I'll let you continue. But if you go back and look at my pictures when I went to California, that's the most shredded I ever was. I didn't take no freaking diuretic. And the only thing, I didn't have no money. All I took was Winstrol for 12 weeks. And I freaking drove around in my Volkswagen, in Fresno, boiling heat. My thermostats turned all the way up with one of those saunas on. So my point is, back then, getting dry wasn't a problem for me. And a lot of the newer drugs, we just didn't know back then. You're talking 93. There was no internet. And it was just based on talking to somebody else.
Chris, what did you...
Back then, a lot of people didn't share. What they did. Chris never talked to me about his cycle. Never. No. Wait a minute.
Why does it take about welfare cycle?
Wait a minute.
Shit.
But all respect, we just didn't discuss it.
Yeah.
Right?
So you guys hung out. You guys...
I literally would go to Sean's house and open his refrigerator trying to look and see if he had any J. We never discussed it back then.
Yeah, so you guys hung out day and night and never really talked about the cycles? That's very hard.
Really.
That's very hard for people to
No,
believe.
let me tell you what what our thing was, Dennis?
Yeah.
We were fucking paranoid as hell not to get it in the gym. We were paranoid about that shit.
I understand,
Even if
but
we
you
worked
guys,
all night.
you guys hung out at night. You guys worked at the clubs together at night. You guys didn't talk about it?
We wouldn't even talk about our diet. Rico would never talk about his diet.
No.
Milos.
Definitely would tell me nothing about his diet.
Milos.
Because he was working with Chris Aceto.
Milos,
I would always talk about mine.
Hold on.
Because they would make fun of me. Listen.
Hold on. Milos, do you buy that?
Well, relatively speaking, Okay, there are comparisons, but listen, okay, so some of you guys maybe don't remember everything. Dennis is asking you because Parabolon was a standard. We would have like 3 parabolon a week, right? We had a masteron back in the day. Usually we were getting from Europe and all this stuff. Everybody was throwing in halotestin for sure.
Everybody remember the Finoplex.
Yeah, Finoplex.
I
Yeah.
Or Finachek. Or Finachek. Finachek.
My first was a Finoject. But that's okay. I mean,
I never used it.
yeah.
I had a big bottle like that of Finajet.
30
Okay, so remember that guy who you used to work with. You brought him around first.
Who?
Flex, and he was
Joe.
working with Flex.
Joe.
So Joe brought in suitcases and suitcases from Europe.
Suitcases.
So he had us going suitcases. That's when you could fly with suitcases and shit. And so you were all at the what's that hotel in Venice?
The Marina Pacific.
Marina
Pacific.
So he's got a room in the Marina Pacific. I mean, you're talking about foot traffic coming here, going to that room.
It's like a crack house.
The who's who? The who's who coming? I'm talking about Ferrigno coming out that bitch. You talking about the barbarians coming out that bitch. You talking about Stridham coming out that bitch. I'm making back and forth. I'm getting money together. I'm selling what I got to make more money to get more shit. I'm doing all kinds. Oh shit! Did I say that?
That's okay. That's okay.
Anyway.
That's 30. It's 30 years ago.
Hey, listen.
The statute of limitation
Milo.
expired.
I have no reason to
Listen.
lie. Listen, Joe was the first reason I ever took GH. You know how much GH I was taking? And I thought I was crazy. One IU every other day.
Chris, are you buying that? Look at Chris.
Yes. I do. No, let me tell you why. Dennis. Because we had that good shit though. It was a humatrope. You open that shit, you can smell it. I was doing my first couple of cycles of GH was started in 91, 92. I was doing 2 IUs every other day. 2 IUs every other day. That was my shit for a couple of years.
Yeah.
My first couple of years was 2 IUs every other day.
Just because it was expensive, we didn't have money.
Check this out.
We didn't
Check this out.
listen, but back then people didn't take large amounts, or if they did, they didn't tell us.
No, I know.
I'll say one pro bodybuilder's name. He had his own clothing line. I'm not going to be disrespectful.
Gary.
Remember, Chris,
Gary.
That was
Gary.
Stridham.
that was the first I ever heard of somebody taking 10 IUs a day. Listen, you guys don't believe me? Call up Paul Dillette.
I know Gary.
Me.
I know Gary personally, and I know he loved.
No. If you guys want to ask how much I was using,
No.
Paul Dillette, he actually gave me 10 IUs free. He goes, Flex, I just want to see what you look like. Just take 10 one time. I go, okay, Paul. So I took 2 that night. Listen, I woke up the next day. My hands were so swollen. My face was swollen. And he goes, did you take it? I go, yeah, I took it. He goes, see, look at you. You're all full. I only took 2 IUs. I couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
I couldn't handle it back then.
Hey, that's what
you remember?
Paul would do.
Hey,
Paul would keep it all
fun-
the way to the show to be full. You know how
fun-
he's got
hey,
like
how-
7 days out? He's fuck that. He's going all the way to be full.
Yeah.
Bro, we didn't even talk to Paul when he first came to go.
We're going to whoop Paul's butt the first day he walked in.
Yeah.
Paul didn't know it. He had an ass whooping coming.
Bro, he was like,
You're
he
in
was like
China.
six-
Yeah, you get this Chinese. When I was in China for 2.5 months, and I got, I could get anything I want. So I used 10 IUs a day. I got myself in shape like you cannot believe. Like
Yeah, but what is Chris gonna use GH for now?
Oh, shut up,
slim
bro.
down a little bit.
I want to get my hair and nails together. What are you talking about?
Take some
Hey, you know what?
vitamin E.
Hey.
Another thing. You guys don't believe how much GH I took? Ask Ronnie. He knew Ronnie would come to my house. He would stay at my house getting ready for a show. He would have his stuff in my refrigerator. And we would talk. Me and Ronnie were probably the only two that talked. We only talked about GH. We didn't talk about nothing else. It's different now.
Yeah,
But
because
even Ronnie knew.
I guess.
Listen, my big change, and I'll quit after this. I was losing, right? I lost the USA in 91. If you look at pictures of me in 91 losing the USA to winning the 92, it was like me and my little brother versus my dad. The only difference, I jumped from 1 IU a day, every other day, to 1 IU every day. That was the only difference. And look at the size difference that it made. Chris, remember, I would get so pumped. I would be in the shower, just going like this. I couldn't finish washing myself.
Yeah,
I'll
but
get that pumped. My glycogen storage is off the
almost
roof.
sounds to me like you maybe made a mistake and mistake 1 IU for 10 IUs. I don't know.
You
Because
can say that all you want. Hey, listen, I'll just say this.
no, I believe you
What
though.
have
I believe you.
What have I ever? I've told you guys, all three of you guys, and I've been on air about the most embarrassing and worst things that could ever happen to me or I've done. Why would I lie something
No,
about drugs?
listen, I believe you. I'm just saying, because when somebody else hears this, they say, oh yeah, maybe, you made a mistake and took 10 instead of 1 and
You
thinks
can
it was
ask
1.
Joe McNeil. I remember. I couldn't even do leg curls. I would do like one set of leg curls. I couldn't even curl my leg up anymore. It would be I would be so pumped.
It's just, I guess there was some potent shit back then, because I think in the last 10, 15, 20 years, if you take 1 IU as a guy, 280 pounds, it wouldn't do shit.
Yeah, but I
let
just
me-
tell this story again because Flex is here. 2003, after 2002 Olympia, but you didn't do so good. Flex comes to Sean's and mine seminar in Fullerton. And we had no idea, and then right after seminar, he goes, "Hey guys, I want you to help me. I need the money. I want to compete in Arnold Classic." Okay, and Arnold Classic was in 5 weeks, but 3 weeks later was Ironman. So you remember that? You took the clothes off, and Sean started dying laughing. Like, what are you going to do
It's
with
like,
it?
there's no way in hell. Yeah.
There's no way in hell. Skinny fat, right? All that stuff, like, no way. And Sean's like, yeah, I look better than you, and that is shit like this. But, okay, let's try it. Twice a day, right? Within 3, transformation that this guy can do,
Yeah.
it's like one of those that pisses you off because you cannot explain, right? Training, moderately, I'm not going to say nothing, and just transforming in front of your eyes.
Craziest genetics ever.
Was this when he was this?
Ironman.
Look at him today. He's
I
fucking,
gotta say this.
look at him today. He's 63 years old. Look at his face, like a little boy.
Hey, hey, was this? Hey, was this when he went against Aaron Baker?
That was Jake
That's the
Cutler.
show you went against. Oh, Jay Cutler.
Yeah, that was the first time Jay beat
I
me
remember,
and,
because Milos told me about this. I said he's never seen anybody change so fast. Like every
You know
day,
what, Milos, you were saying
you
I
could
wasn't
see.
training hard.
I remember him saying something similar to. You could see the difference from the first workout to the next workout.
Absolutely. From morning to evening.
Milos, was this when you was helping both of us at the same time, Milos?
No, you weren't competing.
You came
I don't think.
afterwards, yeah, because you competed 2003 in some other shows, but not in this one, obviously.
No,
right?
2003 he set out.
I said out, yeah. This was
this
2003
was
because that was
2002.
Flex's last show. But again, when we talk about this diet, right? So part of my protocol would be insulin and all that stuff. So I would say, okay, apple pie filling, right? Because as a choice. Well, Flex would not eat apple pie filling; he would eat apple pie. Yeah, we go to the restaurant, right? And we're supposed to be drinking water, and we ordering. I ordered Diet Coke. He ordered regular Coke. I said, "What the fuck?"
What's a Diet Coke? What a joke. What is that? What the hell you think you're doing?
But on that note, now because Flex, one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time, competing billion times, in shape, but now you're finding out he wasn't really strict. Sizzler diet and whatever diet, it's not really the bodybuilding diet. John Brown never died a day in his life. He would train his ass off. I remember we were in a photo
Red
shoot.
meat.
He was so
hamburger meat.
hungry. And I said, "Do you have something to eat?" I gave him a Matrix bar, which I loved back in the day. And he had a bite and, what is this diet shit? He couldn't do it. Thierry Pastel back in the day, right? We were going to a European tour. Pastel is to pieces. He goes to buffet and fill up the goddamn 2 plates full of everything, salt on top of it, and compete.
salt.
This is kind of stuff. So a lot of people don't look at the bodybuilding diet like Dennis was eating to a gram a minute. There's no way German discipline, goddamn.
Too much.
Right? Yeah,
Too
it's,
much.
But what about when you guys were in Budapest?
Well, that was
And I heard you guys-
but that
I
was the
heard you guys-
I know what you want to say. That
heard
was
you
the
guys
protocol.
said, I'm gonna go get some cake.
Yeah.
And we need to go find some cake. I was like,
Because
Why is it
Milos,
fake?
because Milos
I didn't
told-
understand that shit though back then.
I'm telling you now.
Me neither.
Because after the show, we were getting ready for the next one. He said, listen, I want you to do a shot of insulin, get yourself some dry cake, some cakes, and have that right after the show. And I did that.
Why didn't you mention to me that you could do this, Chris? Why didn't you say, Chris?
Wait.
Why don't you take some?
Wait. Hold on a second.
Can you say why
97
did me and Flex and them did talk about it?
You already
Why you
knew,
ain't trying to
Chris.
help me?
Chris, you already knew
I
about
didn't
that.
know
that-
shit.
that.
I didn't know about that.
I'm talking about
I swear.
early 2000s. Come on now.
Yeah.
Hey, Dennis.
No. When everyone started using insulin, I was like, I'm not gonna do that shit.
I'm not
like,
talking
y'all
about
do
when
that shit.
I'm not talking about when you guys started. I'm talking about early 2000s. You already know. You used it yourself.
Chris,
I didn't use it
97,
till
97, you were
Chris,
going hyper.
I saw you walk around and listen. I'm gonna tell this to the world now. I saw you on the fucking plane using insulin, man. What are you talking about?
when?
On the way to fucking Australia.
That might have been something else. I
Hey, Dennis.
Yeah.
Remember we were all in Budapest first time you guys came?
Yes.
We're walking the ball. So this is how used to when you guys say I was cheating or eating dirty, but this was my normal way of eating. And this is one of the examples.
It was.
We wanted, so to me, it wasn't abnormal, right? It wasn't something that I didn't do frequently, right? Like
You
dieting,
started-
you do frequently.
you-
So anyway,
Hey.
here's an example. Hold up, Chris. Here's an example. So we're walking through Budapest, the mall, right? And everybody wants to go eat. They're all looking for these clean places. I'm like, I'm going to McDonald's.
Well, you got no. You got to say it the right way. It was you, Dexter, and myself walking, and all the other Europeans were behind us, walking behind us, because they let us off the bus to go walk through the mall, and so we walked past, and then we see a Burger King. It was not McDonald's. It was a Burger King.
Okay.
And then here's Flex, Dex, and myself. It's like, I eat if you eat. That's it. All right, we all eat it. Okay, so we went and ordered cheeseburgers or Whoppers or whatever we ordered. I don't remember.
Yeah. All the Europeans ate it.
And this guy's looking like, what the fuck are these guys doing the day before the show? And next thing you know, they're all ordering fucking hamburgers and eating fries and shit at Burger King. That was the funniest part of all. Everybody had. And then we
But listen, this is how well I knew my body, though. Dennis, what did I say? When it was prejudgment was over,
He said backstage before the finals. He said,
Yeah.
man, they better hurry up because I got about 15 minutes before I can pull my skin from here to here.
That's how well I knew my body. I knew that I had a number of
I got
hours
about
before
15
that
minutes.
sodium retention hits me,
Yeah.
and I'm going to freaking have edema like crazy. So again, cheating. Cheating is like what? It is looked upon doing something that you don't do or look frowned upon. If it's included in my everyday regimen, to you guys, because I get it, you guys are so hardcore in your dieting, this was my dieting. So for me, I wasn't doing anything abnormal. So when you guys seen it, or I allowed you guys to see it publicly, you be like, oh my God, look what you're doing. I'm like, I do this all the time. I do this when I train with Chris and them on the way home. My regimen was stopping at Tommy Boy's. Tommy's famous, what is it?
Burgers. Tommy
Yeah,
Burgers.
Tommy Burgers with the chili. That was my regimen. Because I'm going to be stuck in traffic. Chili all over
And that
me.
was
I'm
20
driving.
And I was over
Now I
24/7.
just wanted to make sure this is clear. Now when the people listen to this, they know this was not cheating.
Yeah.
Flex was just
It was just my diet, man.
is this
It
that was just his
I think-
diet. And he
wasn't it
pulled it
even
off.
Vince
And he
Taylor?
pulled it off.
Wasn't it even Vince Taylor who said that part of his diet was eating red meat and having a Coke every meal? For everybody else, how would they get in shape with that, right? That's not a diet. But I think it's just based on, whether it works for the person or not. Hey, could I have looked better if I did a Ronnie Coleman diet? I don't know. Because I remember when Chad switched Ronnie over to my diet, because I used to go like up to like 5 weeks, 6 weeks on zero carbs. And Ronnie,
How can you be on zero carbs when you have cheeseburgers?
In Sizzler.
Well, this is
What about
like
when did the chili come into effect?
the chili. You mean my chili diet?
Chili diet,
That was nothing
yeah.
but chili, but I'm talking like I didn't cheat. Like
My
I
chili
didn't.
diet?
Okay, so zero,
You
5
guys'
weeks,
version of cheating.
5
When
weeks.
it get
Hey,
like about 4 weeks in, I'm locked in. Even as Chad even interviewed and said,
okay,
yo, when
so
he gets closer, he's locked in.
so what you're saying when you said zero carbs, there was no French fries those 5 weeks.
No. Back then it was just freaking red meat
Okay.
and peanut butter.
All right.
That's all I had was steak and peanut butter. Filet mignon, 12 ounces of filet mignon, 2 handfuls of peanut butter, and that was it. Crystal Light.
I remember this is the first time I heard about a diet where you add peanut butter. I didn't know. I was German, fucking no fat, very little carbs, protein. I remember when in '98 when I was training with Charles a couple of days before the USA's, and he told me, yeah, you should just have steak and peanut butter. I was like, steak and peanut butter. I was like, are you serious? so here's what I did, because I didn't know. I said, I bought peanut butter, and I made my steak, and I spread the peanut butter on top of the steak, and I was eating steak with peanut butter. It's like,
that's what I was doing.
Isn't that when you get the allergy? No, that was something else.
No, that was from the peach. That was from the peaches that I bought.
You guys know that famous picture when I'm doing like bent over rows on the Smith machine, and Charles is standing to the side. Chris, you're in that
You're talking
video.
about the video.
My back is
You're
on,
talking about
right,
you're talking about the video, not the picture.
Yeah, that's 3 weeks of freaking zero freaking carbs, just eating peanut butter and steak. Man, that's when you diet and hard like that. That peanut butter, your mouth salivates and stuff like that. You get that peanut butter.
Yeah. Well, guys, we are there, Chris. We're gonna let you go to sleep.
4 o'clock in the morning.
All right.
Yeah.
It's almost 3:45.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Flex, for coming on, man. I'll see you in China and India, not China.
India.
Chris, get home safe.
I love you guys.
All right, take care. We love you back. Milos, take care, my brother. Be safe.
See you guys.
All right, Flex. Good seeing you, man.
All right, bro. Peace.
All right, brother.